I need you to pick darker colors, my son-in-law Derek said to the painter. The old man's eyesight isn't what it used to be. I was standing right there, 10 feet away. Derek smiled at me. Don't worry, Frank. We're taking care of everything. That night I found the empty paint cans in my garage. The warning labels made my blood run cold. What Derek didn't know was I'd already sent samples to the lab. Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel and write in the comments what time it is where you are now. I'm 72 years old, built houses for 43 years before my knees gave out. I know paint, know the smell of it, the texture, the way different types dry. The bedroom Derek insisted on helping me repaint smelled wrong from the first brushstroke. My daughter Amanda married Derek 8 years ago. I paid for the wedding. $14,000 at the Riverside Country Club. Open bar. Sit-down dinner for 160 people. Amanda wanted everything perfect. I wrote the check without hesitation because that's what fathers do. Martha died 3 years before that wedding. Lung cancer. Never smoked a day in her life. The bedroom where she spent her last 6 months still had the same pale blue walls we'd painted together in 1987. I couldn't bring myself to change them, until Derek started mentioning it every time they visited. This room is depressing, Frank. He'd stand in the doorway like he owned the place. Dark, outdated. Amanda worries about you sleeping in here. Amanda would touch his arm. Derek's right, Dad. Maybe a fresh start would help. I should have noticed the pattern then. But grief makes you stupid, makes you grateful for any attention that feels like care. They visited every other Sunday, started about a year ago, always around dinner time. I'd make pot roast or chicken. Martha's recipes. Derek would eat 2 helpings and talk about his job in pharmaceutical sales, the bonuses, the company car, the vacation they were planning to Cancun. You should see the resort, Frank, all inclusive. We're going for 10 days. Sounds nice. Cost a fortune, but you only live once, right? I'd nod and clear the plates. Wonder why they mentioned money so often. Last December, Derek brought it up again. The bedroom. We were having coffee after dinner. Amanda was loading the dishwasher. I've been thinking about your bedroom situation. I know a painter, does great work. I could have him come out, give you an estimate. I can paint my own bedroom. Frank. Derek's voice got that patient tone, like he was talking to a child. You're 72. You've got arthritis in both shoulders. Let me help. Amanda came back in. Derek's just trying to be nice, Dad. I don't need help painting. When's the last time you were on a ladder? Derek leaned back in his chair. Comfortable. What if you fell? What if something happened and Amanda had to find you? The guilt landed exactly where he aimed it. I'll think about it. 2 weeks later, Derek showed up with the painter. Didn't call first. Just knocked on the door Saturday morning with a young guy carrying sample cards. Frank, this is Miguel. Miguel, this is my father-in-law. Show him what you've got. Miguel spread out paint samples on my kitchen table. The same table where Martha and I used to do crosswords together. Where Amanda did her homework. Where I'd signed the check for her wedding. What colors do you like? Miguel asked. I haven't decided if I'm doing this. We're here now. Derek picked up a dark green sample. This would look good. Masculine, modern. It's too dark. Trust me, it'll brighten right up once it's on the wall. Derek held the sample against the light. Miguel's schedule is tight. If we book today, he can start Monday. I looked at the samples. All dark, navy blue, charcoal gray, forest green. Nothing like the pale blue Martha had chosen. I need you to pick darker colors, Derek said to Miguel. The old man's eyesight isn't what it used to be. I was standing right there, 10 feet away. My eyesight is fine. Derek smiled. That patient smile again. Don't worry, Frank. We're taking care of everything. Miguel looked uncomfortable. Sir, what colors do you actually want? He wants something that won't show dirt. Derek cut me off. Something practical. The green. Let's do the forest green. I didn't say that. Dad. Amanda had appeared from somewhere. I hadn't heard her come in. Derek's trying to help. You've been talking about painting that room for 2 years. I hadn't. Not once. but she said it like it was fact. "Miguel's giving us a family discount," Derek added. "Half price because you're Amanda's father, $600 instead of $1,200. $600 to paint one bedroom. I'd painted entire houses for less, but Amanda was looking at me with Martha's eyes, hopeful, worried. "Fine. The green." Miguel started Monday. I went to the hardware store while he worked. Bought new hinges for the kitchen cabinets. Stayed away from the house for 4 hours because the smell of paint would bring back memories of Martha, and I wanted to avoid that. When I came home, the smell hit me in the driveway. Wrong. Not the clean chemical smell of modern latex paint. Something older. Heavier. The smell I remembered from job sites in the 70s before regulations changed everything. Miguel was packing up his equipment. 1 coat done. 1 coat tomorrow. "What kind of paint is that?" "The paint your son-in-law bought." "Derek bought the paint?" "He said he got a deal. Picked it up yesterday." Miguel loaded his brushes into a bucket. "I just use what the customer provides." The bedroom walls were dark, flat dark green that seemed to absorb light instead of reflect it. Nothing like the sample card. "This doesn't match what we looked at." Miguel shrugged. "I just paint, sir. Talk to Derek." He left. I stood in the bedroom, doorway, and stared at the walls. The room felt smaller, darker. Martha's room, transformed into something that made my chest tight. I called Derek. "Hey, Frank." Miguel texted. "Said the first coat looks great." "The color's wrong. It's exactly what we picked. It's darker. It'll lighten up when it dries. Trust me, paint always dries lighter." "That's not true. Paint dries to match the sample. Every painter knows that. But I was tired, and my shoulder hurt, and I didn't want to argue." "Where did you buy this paint?" "Online. Got a bulk deal. Saved you a bunch of money." "What brand?" "Does it matter?" Miguel said it's good quality. "I want to know what's on my walls, Derek." A pause. "I don't remember the brand name. Some industrial supplier. Look, I've got to go. Amanda and I are meeting friends for dinner. You're welcome to join us if you want." I wasn't welcome. That was clear in his tone. He hung up. I went to the garage to throw away the coffee grounds. That's when I saw them. 5 empty paint cans lined up next to the trash bins. White labels with red warning text. I picked one up. The weight was wrong. Too heavy for an empty can. I shook it. Something solid rattled inside. I pried off the lid with a screwdriver. Sediment. Thick gray-white sediment coating the bottom and sides. The kind that settles when paint sits too long. The kind you're supposed to mix thoroughly before using. I held the can under the garage light and read the label. "Warning, contains lead, not for residential use. Dispose of according to local hazardous waste regulations. Keep away from children and pregnant women." The letters blurred, refocused. Lead paint. Derek had bought lead paint and had someone roll it onto my bedroom walls where I'd sleep every night breathing whatever came off those walls. I read the label again. 3rd time. 4th time. The words didn't change. My hands started shaking. Not from fear, from rage. I set the can down carefully, took out my phone, photographed every can, every label, every warning. Close-ups clear enough to read the manufacturer name and batch numbers. Then I called someone I should have called months ago. Stuart Brennan. Worked with him for 15 years before he retired and went to law school at 50. Became one of those lawyers who takes cases other lawyers won't touch. We'd stayed friends, played poker twice a month. He knew about Martha, knew about Amanda marrying Derek. "Frank, what's wrong?" My voice came out steady. That surprised me. "I need you to come to my house tomorrow morning. Bring evidence bags. I've got something you need to see." "What kind of something?" "The kind that means my son-in-law tried to poison me." Stuart arrived at 7:30. I had coffee ready. The 5 paint cans lined up on the kitchen table. The photographs printed out. He read the labels, didn't touch the cans, just looked. "Where's the paint now?" "On my bedroom walls. 2 coats. "Jesus, Frank. My daughter's husband bought it. Brought a painter here. Supervised the whole thing. Can you prove Derek bought the paint? He told me he did, over the phone. I'm guessing there are records. Stewart took out his phone and photographed everything. Then he made a call. Spoke quietly. Hung up. I know someone at the county health department. She's coming now. Don't touch anything. Don't go in that bedroom. Already slept in there 2 nights. His face went pale. Frank, lead paint exposure. I know what it does. Built houses when they were banning it. Saw guys get sick. Some of them died. We need to get you tested. Already did, yesterday morning. Went to the clinic. Told them I suspected exposure. Results come back in 3 days. Stewart sat down. Poured himself coffee. His hands were steadier than mine. Tell me everything. Start from when Derek first mentioned painting. I told him. Every detail I could remember. The samples, the pressure, the way Derek had spoken to Miguel. The phone call. The lie about paint drying lighter. The old man's eyesight isn't what it used to be. That's what Derek said. Right in front of me. He was establishing a narrative, Stewart said. Making the painter think you were confused. Unreliable. So if you complained later about the paint, Miguel would remember you as the old man with bad eyesight who couldn't make decisions. Why would Derek do this? Stewart looked at me. 20 years of friendship in that look. Pity and anger mixed together. How much is this house worth, Frank? The question landed like a hammer. I don't know. Haven't had it appraised in years. Guess. Maybe 400,000. Real estate's gone up. Who inherits when you die? Amanda. Everything goes to Amanda. Had the will updated after Martha passed. Stewart nodded. Does Derek know that? I've never discussed my will with him. But Amanda knows. I thought about that. Martha and I had sat with the lawyer 3 months after her diagnosis. Made sure everything was in order. Amanda was in the room. She'd cried. Said she didn't want to talk about this. But she'd signed the papers. She knew. Yes, Amanda knows. Then Derek knows. The county health inspector showed up at 8:15. Young woman with testing equipment. She spent 2 hours in my bedroom. Came out looking grim. The lead levels are extremely high. This paint should never have been used in a residential space. It's old industrial stock. Probably sat in a warehouse for decades. She pulled off her testing gloves. Who applied this? A painter my son-in-law hired. Your son-in-law bought the paint? That's what he told me. This is a crime scene, Mr. Sullivan. I need to report this. Report it. She made calls. Stewart made calls. By noon, 2 police officers were in my kitchen taking statements. Has your son-in-law tried to harm you before? The older officer had kind eyes. No, this is the first time. That you know of, Stewart said quietly. The officers took the paint cans, took scrapings from the bedroom walls, took my statement, asked if I wanted to press charges. Not yet. I want to understand why first. They left around 2. Stewart stayed. You can't sleep here, Frank. Not until that room is professionally remediated. That could take weeks. I'll sleep in the guest room. The paint fumes are throughout the house. You need to leave. This is my house. Frank. Stewart's voice got sharp. Lead poisoning causes cognitive decline, memory loss, behavioral changes. If Derek's plan was to make you seem incompetent so Amanda could take control of your affairs, you're helping him by staying here. That stopped me cold. You think that's the plan? I think painting your bedroom with poison and telling the painter you have bad eyesight is the action of someone building a case for incompetence. What else has Derek suggested lately? Any talk about you needing help with finances? About maybe getting you some assistance? I thought back through the last year of Sunday dinners, the casual comments, the concerned questions. Derek asked last month if I was keeping up with the property taxes. Said he noticed the lawn was getting overgrown, asked if I was having trouble managing the house. Was the lawn overgrown? No, I'd mowed it 3 days before. Stewart wrote something in his notebook. What else? He mentioned that Amanda worries about me being alone. Asked if I'd ever considered selling the house. Moving somewhere smaller, somewhere with less maintenance. A retirement home. He didn't say that, but that's what he meant. And if you were in a retirement home with cognitive decline from lead poisoning, who would have power of attorney? Amanda. And who would influence Amanda's decisions? The rage I'd felt in the garage came back, hotter now, focused. Derek. Stuart closed his notebook. Pack a bag. You're staying at my place until we figure this out. I'm not running from my own house. You're not running. You're protecting yourself. There's a difference. He stood up. Derek made a mistake. He left evidence. But if you stay here and get sicker, no one will believe the evidence. They'll just see a confused old man making accusations. He was right. I hated that he was right. But I packed a bag. Stuart's house was smaller than mine. Guest room with a single bed and old furniture. It felt like giving up, like admitting Derek had won. He hasn't won, Stuart said over dinner. He's exposed. We just need to prove intent. How do we do that? We find out where he bought the paint. We talk to Miguel. We get your medical results. And we wait for Derek to make his next move. What next move? He's going to call. He's going to ask how you're feeling. He's going to express concern. And when you tell him you're not at home, he's going to panic. Stuart was right about that too. Derek called the next morning. I was having coffee in Stuart's kitchen when my phone buzzed. Frank, just checking in. How are you feeling? Fine. How's the bedroom? Getting used to the new color? I'm not sleeping in the bedroom. A pause. Brief, but noticeable. Why not? The paint smell was too strong. I'm staying somewhere else until it airs out. Where are you staying? With a friend. Which friend? Amanda's been calling you. She's worried. I'll call Amanda. Frank, we care about you. If something's wrong, nothing's wrong. The paint just needs to air out. I can come over and open the windows. Run some fans. You shouldn't have to leave your house. I'm fine where I am. At least tell me which friend so Amanda knows where you are. Goodbye, Derek. I hung up. He's rattled, Stuart said. Good. Amanda called 10 minutes later. Dad, Derek said you moved out. What's going on? The paint fumes were too strong. I'm staying with Stuart for a few days. Stuart Brennan? You remember him. He worked with me at Morrison Construction. The one who became a lawyer. That's him. Why didn't you call me? I could have helped you. We could have put you up in a hotel. I don't need a hotel. Stuart has room. Dad. Her voice got soft. Worried. Are you okay? Derek said you seemed confused yesterday, that you were asking strange questions about the paint. There it was, the narrative Derek was building. I'm not confused, Amanda. I didn't say you were. But maybe we should have you talk to someone. Just to make sure everything's okay. Everything is okay. Because if you're having memory issues or confusion, we need to know. There are doctors who can help. Medications. We just want you to be safe. Every word was Derek's script. I could hear him in the background, coaching her. Amanda, I'm 72. I built houses for 43 years. I am not confused. Okay, Dad, I believe you, but will you do something for me? Will you see a doctor? Just a checkup. Make sure the paint fumes didn't affect you. I already saw a doctor. You did? 3 days ago. Got a full workup. Silence. Then Derek's voice, muffled. When? Where? Dad, which doctor? My regular doctor, Dr. Chandler. He ran some tests. What kind of tests? Blood work, cognitive screening, the kind you request when you suspect poison exposure. I hung up before she could respond. That was cruel, Stuart said. That was necessary. My phone rang again. I turned it off. The medical results came back that afternoon. Dr. Chandler called Stuart's landline because my cell was off. Frank, your lead levels are elevated. Not critical yet, but definitely elevated. Consistent with recent exposure in an enclosed space. Where did this exposure happen? I told him. He went quiet. Someone painted your bedroom with lead paint. Yes. Knowingly. Yes. This is attempted murder, Frank. The police are already, involved. Good. You need chelation therapy. Blood tests every week. Neurological monitoring. Lead poisoning in adults causes permanent damage if not treated quickly. Will I be okay? You caught it early. but you need to start treatment today. Stuart drove me to the hospital. They admitted me for 3 days of chelation therapy, IV medication that pulls heavy metals from your blood. The room was white and sterile, and nothing like home. Amanda tried to visit. The nurse turned her away on my instruction. Derek called, left voicemails, 12 of them. I listened once Stuart made me, documented everything. Frank, I don't know what's going on, but we need to talk. You're scaring Amanda. Frank, whatever you think I did, you're wrong. The paint was fine. Miguel said it was fine. Frank, Amanda's crying. She thinks you hate her. Just call her back. Frank, I talked to Miguel. He said you seemed confused the whole time he was there, that you kept asking the same questions. Maybe you should let Amanda help you. Frank, I'm trying to be patient, but this is getting ridiculous. You're worrying everyone. If you don't call back, I'm going to have to do a wellness check. The messages got more desperate, more aggressive. The narrative shifting from concern to frustration. Stuart documented every word. Miguel called on day 2. Stuart answered my phone. Mr. Sullivan needs to know what you told Derek about his mental state. Miguel's voice came through the speaker, nervous. I didn't tell Derek anything. Derek called me yesterday asking what Mr. Sullivan said during the paint job, asked if he seemed confused. I said no. Mr. Sullivan seemed fine. Sharp, actually. Did Derek ask you to say otherwise? He suggested that Mr. Sullivan might not remember things clearly, that I should keep that in mind if anyone asked questions. I told him I'm not lying to anyone. Good man. Is Mr. Sullivan okay? Derek made it sound like he was having serious problems. Mr. Sullivan is fine. He's in the hospital being treated for lead poisoning. From the paint? Yes. Miguel swore, colorfully. Derek told me that paint was fine, said it was high-end stuff. I wouldn't have used it if I'd known. We believe you. Would you be willing to testify about what Derek told you? Absolutely. That's my reputation on the line. I don't poison people. Thank you. Stuart hung up and smiled. Derek's case just collapsed. The police came back on day 3, same 2 officers. The older one sat beside my hospital bed. We tracked down the paint purchase. Derek bought 5 gallons from an industrial liquidation website. They sell old stock, discontinued products, chemicals that can't be sold retail anymore. The purchase was made on Derek's credit card, shipped to his address. So he knew. The website has warning labels on every product page. Bold red text, not for residential use, contains hazardous materials. Derek acknowledged those. Warnings during checkout. We have the digital receipts. What happens now? We arrest Derek for attempted poisoning, reckless endangerment, maybe more depending on what the DA decides. When? Today. We wanted to let you know first. Stuart and I looked at each other. What about Amanda? Your daughter? She's not implicated. Unless evidence shows she knew about the paint. She didn't know. She's not like that. The officer nodded. We believe you, but she's going to need support. Her husband is going to jail. They arrested Derek at his office. Amanda called Stuart's phone within the hour, screaming, crying, demanding to talk to me. Stuart held the phone away from his ear. I could hear every word. This is insane. Derek didn't do anything. Dad's confused. He's making things up. He needs help. Amanda, your father has lead poisoning from paint Derek bought. That's impossible. Derek wouldn't. The police have receipts, digital records, warning labels Derek acknowledged, your father's blood tests, Miguel's statement. This is not confusion. This is evidence. No, you're lying. Dad's lying. He's been acting strange for months. Derek said so. Derek's been building a false narrative, making people think your father was incompetent, so when he got sicker from the poison, no one would believe him. Stop it. Stop saying that. My father is fine. He's always been fine. You're putting ideas in his head. Amanda, I've known your father for 20 years. He is the least confused person I've ever met. She hung up. Called back 5 minutes later. Calmer, scarier. Let me talk to my father. Stuart looked at me. I shook my head. He doesn't want to talk to you right now. He's my father. And Derek's your husband. Your father is protecting himself. From me? From the choices you might make." She hung up again. Didn't call back. I left the hospital on day 4. My lead levels were dropping. The doctor said I'd need monitoring for 6 months, but the prognosis was good. I'd caught it early enough. Stuart took me back to his house, not mine. My house was still a crime scene. The county had sealed my bedroom, red tape across the door, professional remediation scheduled for next week. I sat in Stuart's guest room and tried to understand how I'd gotten here, how my daughter's husband had tried to kill me, how my daughter was defending him. The answer came in pieces, slowly, painfully. Derek had been planning this for years. The Sunday dinners, the casual comments about the house being too much, the suggestions about my eyesight, my memory, my ability to maintain the property. He'd been building a foundation, establishing a pattern of concern. So, when I got sick, when the lead poisoning started affecting my cognition, everyone would remember Derek as the caring son-in-law who'd been worried all along. Amanda would have power of attorney. Derek would have control. The house would sell $400,000, maybe more. Amanda would inherit. Derek would convince her they needed the money. For the kids they didn't have yet. For investments. For security. And I'd be in a nursing home somewhere with brain damage, barely remembering my own name. The plan was elegant. Almost worked. Stuart came in around 7. Brought dinner on a tray. Derek made bail. His parents put up their house. How much? $100,000. Judge set it high because of the severity. What's Amanda doing? Staying with her in-laws. She's standing by him. That hurt more than the lead poisoning, more than the betrayal. My daughter believed Derek over me. Frank. Stuart sat on the edge of the bed. You need to prepare yourself. This is going to trial. Amanda's going to testify for Derek. I know. She's going to say you're confused, unstable, that Derek was trying to help and you misunderstood. I know. The prosecutor's case is strong, but family testimony is powerful. Juries trust daughters. What do I do? You tell the truth. You show them the evidence. You let Derek's own actions convict him. Will it be enough? I don't know. Stuart left me alone with that uncertainty. I lay in the narrow guest bed and stared at the ceiling. Thought about Amanda. About Martha. About the life we'd built in that house. The house where Derek had tried to kill me. My phone rang the next morning. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. Mr. Sullivan, this is Rebecca Morris. I'm the prosecutor assigned to Derek Holloway's case. What can I do for you? I need to meet with you, go over your testimony, prepare you for what's coming. We met at Stuart's house that afternoon. Rebecca was younger than I expected, maybe 40, sharp eyes, no-nonsense suit. Derek's defense is going to argue you're a confused elderly man with declining mental capacity. They'll say the lead exposure was accidental, that Derek was trying to help with home improvements and made an honest mistake. He acknowledged warnings during the online purchase. They'll say he didn't read them carefully, that the website was confusing, that he trusted the seller's description. Miguel said the paint smelled wrong, that it was clearly industrial grade. Miguel's testimony helps, but Derek's lawyer will argue Miguel has reason to lie, to protect himself from liability. What about the medical evidence? Strong, but not conclusive for intent. Lead exposure proves harm, doesn't prove Derek intended harm. I sat back, felt the rage building again, hot and focused. So, he might walk. He might get a reduced charge, reckless endangerment instead of attempted murder. That's what his lawyer is pushing for. How much time? 2 to 5 years, maybe less with good behavior. That's nothing. That's the system, Mr. Sullivan. We prove what we can prove. She left after 3 hours of questions, preparing me, warning me, telling me how Amanda's testimony would hurt. I called Amanda that night, first time since the hospital. She answered on the first ring. Dad, we need to talk. Yes, we do. Not on the phone, in person. When? Tomorrow. Stuart's house. Noon. I'm bringing Derek. No, just you. Derek's my husband. Whatever you have to say to me, you can say to him. Amanda, this is not a negotiation. Come alone or don't come at all. She hung up. Called back 10 minutes later. Noon, I'll be there. Stewart answered the door. Amanda looked older, tired. She'd lost weight. Her eyes were red from crying. Dad, come in. We sat in Stewart's living room, formal, awkward. Stewart stayed in the kitchen, giving us space but close enough if needed. Derek didn't do what they're saying. Amanda, the police have evidence. Evidence can be misinterpreted. Derek explained everything. He bought paint online, didn't realize it was industrial grade, made a mistake. He acknowledged warning labels. He clicked through them without reading. Everyone does that. It doesn't mean he knew. Miguel said the paint smelled wrong, said it was clearly not residential paint. Miguel's covering his own liability. Of course he's going to blame Derek. I took a breath, let it out slowly. Why are you defending him? Because he's my husband. Because I know him. Because you're wrong. Amanda, I have lead poisoning from paint Derek bought. That's not an opinion. That's a medical fact. Which means Derek made a terrible mistake. Not that he tried to hurt you. He told Miguel I had bad eyesight, that I was confused. He was building a false narrative. He was concerned about you. Dad, you've been different since Mom died. Distant, forgetful. I am not forgetful. You forgot my birthday last year. That stopped me. What? April 13th. You didn't call, didn't send a card. I texted you the next day and you said you'd been busy. I tried to remember. Couldn't. The memory was there but fuzzy. Had I forgotten? Or had I been grieving and lost in Martha's absence? I'm sorry, I didn't realize. You forgot our anniversary dinner in June, the one we'd planned for weeks. What anniversary? Your 50th. We wanted to take you to Morton's. You never showed up. The memory sharpened. I'd stayed home that night. Sat in the bedroom where Martha died. June 16th, our anniversary. The first one without her. I didn't forget. I couldn't face it. You could have told us that. You're right. I should have. Derek noticed these things. He was worried. He thought if we fixed up the house, made it feel different, you might start healing. So he poisoned me. He made a mistake. Amanda, stop. No, Dad, you stop. You're letting that lawyer convince you Derek's some kind of monster. He's not. He's my husband. He loves me. He was trying to help you. I looked at my daughter. Martha's eyes. Martha's stubborn jaw. My temper. How much do you know about my will? Blinked. What? My will. The one Martha and I updated before she died. How much do you know? I don't understand what that has to do with. Answer the question. You left everything to me. The house, your accounts, everything. Did you tell Derek that? Of course. We don't keep secrets. And what did Derek say? He said he was glad you were taken care of, that I wouldn't have to worry. Did he ask how much the house was worth? Amanda's face changed. Small shift, barely noticeable. He might have. We talk about finances. That's normal. What did you tell him? I don't know, 400,000 maybe. I don't remember exactly. Did Derek suggest you should manage my finances? Help me with bills? Dad, where's this going? Did he? He mentioned it. Said you might appreciate the help. That's not a crime. When did he mention it? I don't remember. A few months ago. Maybe longer. Before or after he suggested painting the bedroom. She stood up. I'm not doing this. You're twisting everything to make Derek look guilty. I'm asking questions. You're accusing my husband of planning to murder you for money. That's insane. Is it? Yes. Derek has a good job. We're financially stable. We don't need your money. How stable? Excuse me? How stable are your finances, Amanda? Because Derek talks about money a lot. The vacation to Cancun, the company car, the bonuses. People who are stable don't mention money that much. We're fine. Are you? She grabbed her purse. I'm leaving. When you're ready to apologize to Derek, you know where to find us. Amanda, wait. She turned at the door, tears streaming down her face. I lost Mom. I can't lose you too. But if you make me choose between you and Derek, I'm choosing my husband. That's what marriage means. The door closed. I heard her car start. Drive away. Stuart came in from the kitchen. She's in denial. She's scared. There's a difference. Scared of what? Of being wrong. Of finding out the man she married is capable of this. Of losing everything at once. I sat there for a long time after Amanda left, thinking about family, about loyalty, about the choices we make when the truth is too painful to accept. Rebecca called that evening. Amanda's lawyer contacted me. She's agreed to testify for the defense. I know. I'm sorry, Frank. What happens now? We go to trial. We present the evidence. We hope the jury sees through Derek's lies. And if they don't, then Derek walks, and you've lost your daughter for nothing. The trial started 6 weeks later. County courthouse. Same building where I'd filed for building permits for 30 years. Derek wore a suit, looked respectable, concerned. His lawyer was expensive, smooth. The prosecutor laid out the case. Evidence, timelines, Miguel's testimony, my medical records. The receipts showing Derek bought industrial-grade lead paint after acknowledging multiple warnings. Derek's lawyer argued mistake, misunderstanding, an honest attempt to help that went tragically wrong. Then Amanda testified. She took the stand in a navy dress, Martha's pearls around her neck, the ones I'd given Martha on our 25th anniversary. Ms. Holloway, tell us about your father's mental state in the year before this incident. He's been declining since my mother died, forgetful, distant, sometimes confused. Can you give examples? He forgot my birthday, missed a family dinner we'd planned. Sometimes he'd call and ask the same question twice in one conversation. Did your husband express concern about these changes? Yes. Derek was worried. He suggested we help Dad with home maintenance. That's why he arranged for the bedroom to be painted. Did Derek ever express any desire to harm your father? Never. Derek loves my father. He was trying to help. Did your father seem resistant to this help? Sometimes. Dad's proud. He doesn't like admitting he needs assistance. The prosecutor cross-examined. Ms. Holloway, did you witness the paint purchase? No. Did you see the warning labels? No. Did you know your husband bought industrial-grade lead paint? No. If I had known, I would have stopped him. So your testimony is based entirely on your husband's explanations. I'm testifying about my father's mental state, which I have observed firsthand. A mental state your husband has been describing to you for months. A mental state I've witnessed. Can you provide medical documentation of your father's cognitive decline? Amanda hesitated. He refused to see a doctor. So there's no medical evidence supporting your claims. Not formal evidence, but anyone who knows him can see the changes. Can they? Your father scored perfectly on a cognitive evaluation taken days before the poisoning. Does that suggest decline? He might have been having a good day. Or he might be exactly as sharp as he's always been. Amanda's lawyer objected. The judge sustained. I watched my daughter defend the man who tried to kill me. Watched her lie on a witness stand. Small lies, subtle lies, but lies nonetheless. When she stepped down, she didn't look at me. The jury deliberated for 6 hours. Guilty. Attempted poisoning, reckless endangerment, fraud for lying to Miguel about the paint. Derek's face went white. His lawyer asked for bail pending appeal. The judge denied it. 7 to 12 years. Amanda screamed. Security escorted her out. I heard her crying in the hallway until the doors closed. Stuart drove me home that night. My home. The bedroom had been professionally cleaned. New drywall, new paint, pale blue, the color Martha had chosen. I stood in the doorway and looked at the walls. They looked exactly like they had before, like the 37 years before Derek, before Amanda chose him over truth. My phone rang 3 days later. Amanda. Dad? Hello, Amanda. I need you to know something. What's that? I'm divorcing Derek. I sat down. Hadn't expected that. What changed? His lawyer showed me the receipts, the actual purchase records, the warning labels Derek clicked through. All 9 of them. I saw the digital trail, the way he researched lead paint specifically, how to make it look accidental. Her voice cracked. He planned it, Dad. For months, maybe longer. And I defended him. I called you confused. I testified against you. Amanda, don't make this easier. I chose him. I believed his lies over your truth. Mom would be ashamed of me. Your mother would understand. No, she wouldn't. She'd be furious. She'd tell me I was a fool for not seeing what was right in front of me. I heard her crying. My daughter, my only child. Where are you? My apartment. Derek's parents won't talk to me. His friends think I'm a traitor. I lost everything defending a man who tried to murder my father. You didn't lose everything. I lost you. No, Amanda. You didn't. Silence. Long silence. Can I come see you? Yes. When? Whenever you want. She came that night. Stood on my porch looking small and broken. I opened the door. She fell into my arms, crying. We sat in the kitchen. The same table where Derek had pushed paint samples. Where Martha and I had done crosswords. Where Amanda had done her homework. I'm sorry, Dad. I'm so sorry. I know. I should have believed you. You believed your husband. That's what you're supposed to do. Not when he's lying. You didn't know he was lying. I should have known. The warning signs were there. The way he talked about money. The way he talked about you. I ignored it because I wanted to believe I'd married a good man. I poured us both coffee. Same way Martha used to do. Strong. 2 sugars. What will you do now? Start over. Find a new apartment. File for divorce. Figure out how to live with what I did. You didn't do anything. I testified against you, Dad. I told a courtroom you were losing your mind. I helped Derek build his defense. You told the truth as you understood it. I told his lies as I accepted them. She was right. We both knew it. But she was my daughter, and she'd come back. You're welcome here, Amanda. Anytime, for as long as you need. She looked at me, Martha's eyes, my stubbornness, both of us fighting. I don't deserve that. Probably not. But you're getting it anyway. That's what family means. She stayed that night, in her old bedroom, the one she'd left 18 years ago for college. I heard her crying through the walls. In the morning, we had breakfast. She made eggs the way Martha used to. We didn't talk about Derek, didn't talk about the trial, just sat together in the house where she grew up. I saw the bedroom, she said finally. The new paint, same color as before. I remember when you and Mom painted it. I was 12. You let me help. You got more paint on yourself than the walls. Mom laughed so hard she cried. We sat with that memory. The good ones still hurt, but they hurt less than they used to. I'm going to fix this, Dad. I don't know how, but I will. You don't need to fix anything. Yes, I do. Derek tried to take you from me, and I almost let him. I won't make that mistake again. She moved back into her old room 2 weeks later. Temporary, she said. Just until she found her own place. But months passed, and she stayed. We fell into a routine. Dinner together most nights, coffee in the morning. The house felt less empty, less haunted by Martha's absence. Derek's appeals were denied. He'll serve the full sentence. 12 years minimum. Amanda visits him once. Came home shaking. He still thinks he did nothing wrong. Says you manipulated everyone, that I abandoned him when he needed me most. Do you regret going? No. I needed to see him, to understand what I married. He's not the man I thought he was. Maybe he never was. Maybe. Or maybe I didn't want to see what was really there. We don't talk about Derek much anymore. Amanda's building a new life, new job, new friends, therapy twice a week. Some Sundays we drive to Martha's grave, bring flowers. Amanda tells her mother about her week, apologizes for things Martha can't hear. I stand back and let her have those conversations. Do you think Mom would forgive me? Amanda asked once. I think your mother would tell you to forgive yourself. That's harder. How do you do that? Forgive yourself? One day at a time. Same way you do everything. It's been 8 months now. Amanda's still in her old room. Still says she's looking for an apartment. I don't push. The house is better with her in it. Less quiet, more alive. Last week she painted the guest room. Asked if I minded. What color? Pale yellow. Mom always wanted to paint this room yellow. Then yellow sounds good. I watched her paint. Careful strokes, taking her time. She used low VOC paint. Checked the labels 3 times. Made sure I approved the brand. Some wounds heal slowly. Some maybe never heal completely. But we're here, together, in the house Martha and I built, the house Derek tried to take. And that's enough. If you like this story, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and share your impressions in the comments. To listen to more stories, click on the window on the right. Thank you for being with us.